Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say, where's Dashi? Dashi is still currently at the home protecting it. So we'll start off with OMI, and we'll do, I guess, the price reaction first. We were up a little bit yesterday, finally up to 0007 again, out of the 0006s, and now back down. Actually, very, very flat on the day, not up or down any more than 0.00%. But we are at 000678. I think we were at 000670 yesterday, give or take. I was able to go get another 6,000 or 7,000, give or take, on there, or $6,000 or $7,000 worth of OMI. But that was on layer one. We have a really interesting, not article, we have an interesting piece of news about layer twos we happen to have for OMI. There was an OTC deal that happened yesterday on the Veve Facebook group. There was somebody sold 7.5 million OMI off the Veve app for 00058. If any of y'all have OMI on the Veve app and are looking to sell for 00058, or heck, even 0006, this way you don't have to go and bridge, you don't have to pay those layer 2 transaction fees, you don't have to go and have any of the network fees as well. If you just want to do it on layer 2 and ignore all the layer 1 fees, let me know. I will provide you that liquidity if you guys want to do that. I've done this before. I've done it most notably, I guess, with the Gale and Biscuits. Those guys just, they wanted to liquidate just for whatever reason, to put liquidity into something else. So all you have to do is go over to your profile. When you're at your profile, you just go over towards your wallet. You hit your wallet, and a bunch of these things come up. It comes up with your gem balance, getting more gems, or your OMI balance. When you see the OMI balance there, all you have to do is send and receive. You click that. If you want to receive, all you have to do is just go there. There's your QR code, have somebody go in, and if they're next to you, they can go in and scan it. Or you could just hit copy. When you copy it, then that's your chance to go send it to other people. Actually, my link for that is down below if you wanted to tip me an OMI. But if you wanted to go and send OMI, just here on the top right corner, you could send it, and then you just paste somebody else's address, or you scan their QR code and put the amount of OMI you want to send. Again, it's layer 2, so there's no transactions, absolutely free. If you're going to do something like that, make sure you do it with a trustworthy person. Make sure you do it with someone that is, if you need to use an escrow, by all means use an escrow, but again, use someone that's a trustworthy person. Use someone that is kind of a public figure, because if they go and screw you, or they want to screw anyone else, they're ruining their reputation. No one will ever do business with them again. So yeah, totally do that. But yeah, I may or may not pick up a little bit more down here. There wasn't a ton of volume. Again, barely over 500,000, $546,000 over the last 24 hours, and that is including some of the stuff that I did yesterday. On the day, we have a little bit of good news. Bitcoin's up almost 2%. Ethereum's up a little bit more than 0.5%. BNB actually up almost 3%. Solana up 3.5%. Actually, this is pretty good. Lido Staked up 1%. Dogecoin up 1%. Toncoin up 7%, pulling a little bit more away from Cardano, which is up 1.7%. Toncoin's actually $4.5 billion away from Cardano now, and that looks very promising for Toncoin. So everything in the top 10 is actually up. We did have a little bit of news about Uniswap. Uniswap is about 18% in the negative. It's in the red. Why? Well, basically, Uniswap has received an SEC lawsuit warning. This is from Telegraph, saying Uniswap Labs, the organization behind the decentralized finance protocol Uniswap, has received a Wells notice from the Securities and Exchange Commission indicating a potential lawsuit. SEC's move is part of a broader regulatory crackdown on DeFi, which has been described as the Wild West by the SEC chairman. Pretty soon, might not be able to buy OMI anywhere, at least in the US. This is pretty wild. Obviously, they're going to go and they're going to keep operating, assuming that they have the money, assuming that they have the ability to fight this off. But again, SEC is trying anything that they can to score some type of victory to prove that they're useful in some manner. But in my opinion, I think the SEC is more like the appendix. It may have served some function at one time, but that was so long ago that no one can even remember what that was anymore. There was a little bit of discord in the Akomi Discord yesterday, as a couple people were just a little upset that the market is kind of running a little bit, and just Veve and OMI just haven't received that narrative yet. OMI's kind of staying down. But we do have Average Joe going and saying, listen, We've all seen bronze tickets being released, and 2 exchanges within a month. You hear Foster talking about OMI to NFT, and accessibility for the token is priority. OMI to NFT is actually going to be the next thing that rolls out. We're just not 100% sure when we get it. The best guess is Q2. I would say in June of Q2, so give it about 2 months. I'd say 8 weeks, give or take, but it could be in May. It actually even could be this month, but again, I'm trying to give them the a little bit of leeway there, so I'm gonna say June. You can check out some of the devs on LinkedIn, but even if you do, that's really not going to change people's perspectives. If you believe in the project and the direction that they're going, patience is key, along with being able to ride the ups and downs. And speaking of ups and downs, remember when Jeremy Padour had gone on and said investments have ups and downs, patience can yield big returns? $10,000 invested in Apple stock in 1982 would have given you X amount over the course of 10, 20, 30, 50 years. So in 1992, 10 years later, you would have 5x your money. You would have had 50,000. But going another 10 years to 2002, you would have lost 20,000. It would have only been worth $30,000. Still a 3x from where it was, but it would have taken 20 years to do so. Then in 2012, that same $10,000 invested in 1982 would have been $2.5 million. In 2022, that would have been worth $20.8 million. Jeremy Padour is saying he bought $20,000 worth of Apple in 2000, sold for an $8,000 loss. Today, that would have been $14 million. Never again. So again, I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm not giving y'all financial advice, but yeah, this is why we hodl. This is why some of us, including me, hodl. I mean, remember when Tesla traded sideways for like 6 years because people were interpreting the data wrong? A lot of people still do for Tesla and other companies. Anyway, getting into the VV news here a little bit, we had Philly C137 says, finally picked up my grail. Welcome home, Walt. And he's got the VV stuff in the background, and he also just has the partner statue that he has in that photo, which is really nice. We have been getting some newer people in. So to put it in perspective, we've added roughly 250 new wallets that own an item between December and March. So that is just in the first quarter. The graph, if you go and look at it, you don't really see too much because, again, we still have the 650,000 of those wallets, even though most of those have been inactive for quite a long time. Saying we've added 400 in a little over the last 3 weeks, excuse me, but more importantly, have seen 20-ish new accounts per day for the last week. Still got a long ways to go, but finally the stats are starting to turn the other direction after the exodus of users we saw between 2022 and 2023. I'm going to say that most of this does have to do with Marvel and the VV comics that we have just released. Speaking of which, they just released we got the first tease from VV Comics for Aliens, the Alien comic. So that's going to be the first one that they're doing. I guess they're going to do Aliens first, and then they're going to do Planet of the Apes or maybe Predator, whichever one. But I'm super excited for all of them. And speaking of being super excited, they had just announced the Wolverine animation. So you put his mask on. So having his mask is super important. And then so this is like vintage 90s, like X-Men the animated series, 90s era. He's got the sound that goes. It looks and sounds amazing. We even had David Yu repost saying Wolverine and Jack bump into Mesmero and Wildlife. They fight, and Wolverine is left as the last man standing. During the fight, Wolverine's original mask is ruined and Wildlife's is torn at the bottom. Wolverine decides to take up Wildlife's damaged mask as his own, and an iconic look is born. And that's what you get when he's got that mask. So that originally is not his. I love origin stories. There's a lot of people now that are going to probably bid around 50,000 for Wolverine for their MCP points. And yeah, people were trying to compare him to Black Suit Spidey, which, first appearance Venom symbiote that we have on here. I get it. But this is first appearance Wolverine. That's like the 8th or 10th Spidey that we have. I'm not going to say that this is going to go for $800. It won't. At least not now. It probably will when that narrative changes. We get a ton of people in here. But right now, I don't know, price prediction on this, it might go for like $90. It's 50 at the start, so obviously it'll sell out very quickly, like probably within seconds. But there just seems to be, 4,000 active wallets for Black Suit Spidey. This is obviously more important. And you do have somebody that had gone on and said, hey, I'm back specifically for Wolverine. It's somebody that people know. It's Wayne Robert saying, "Hey, old friends, had to come back for Wolverine week. Who wouldn't? Now I'm telling you, I'm totally spending 250,000 points on Sunday for Wolverine. Should you? I don't care. There's going to be 5 editions. Well, this is the one that will matter the most. Freaking X-Men to the moon or an eclipse. That's it. Have a great day." So here's somebody that had, I think he was specialized in the 444 mints, or the number 44 mints, whatever he had specialized in. He was just a big whale. We just haven't seen him in a while, so he's coming back specifically for Wolverine. I'm not sure if he's going to care about the other new ones, depending if their first appearance or not, but he is going to care about this one. And if he's not here a lot, again, 250,000 points for him, it probably doesn't matter. For me, I don't know how many points I'm going to do, just because I'm not this super mega big whale that has, 4 or 5 million points. I have not even a million. I have like 980,000 points. So I do want to save it for something that's super scarce. This, again, will likely go for $90, maybe $100 on the secondary market. But then after a couple weeks, like Spidey, we'll probably go back down to a bit above retail. But again, that's if we don't get any new users. We will, we're just not sure when. So Comics and Crypto have been posting about eBay announcing the acquisition of golden auctions from collectors. And I feel like I went over that a few days ago. I'm not sure what this means. And I wonder what other partnerships that eBay could have in the future. Comment down below all of your theories. So we did have some ideas from an anonymous source, a source that wants to stay anonymous, saying, hey, Veve has something unique. It can perform in the bear market. You just need a little twist to make owning collectibles more fun. That's what the Veveverse is coming out for. Number 2 is incentives to creators like Fortnite did. I'm certain that in the Veve Ambassador program, when they roll that out, there will be incentive for people to come do this. Extra, if you add a deflationary system for the token, which again, OMI to NFT and OMI to bronze tickets, likely, we know at least bronze tickets are going to burn OMI. Not 100% sure if OMI to NFT is, but it is going to be impossible to ignore for the crypto community. NFT project promoted will get hundreds of influencers to promote them. And again, Veve doesn't necessarily have to pay them, they just have to share a certain amount of revenue. That's similar to what Earth 2 did, and Earth 2 sold the most amount of land out of any metaverse ever. So you go to every creator of comics and physical collectibles, test the program, send it to some smaller mainstream influencers, all the way up to people having millions of subs. And we all know people, me and Magic know a bunch of people that have millions of subs. One of which is actually in the Gold and Silver logo group, Andre Jick. Sorry, cough. Also, speaking of coughing, do you have an addiction? This video brought to you by, no, I'm joking. We have an important update on crafting for Addiction number 2. So the Addiction comic, the one that, the number 2, it just sold out a couple days ago. Veve, an important update from Veve saying this morning the Addiction number 2 comic sold out, and we're thrilled to announce the crafting event that will happen this weekend. Here's a quick snapshot of the details. It'll be Saturday, April 13th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Veve App Store. Please note, crafting for this event is extremely limited and will operate on a first-come, first-served basis, so mark your calendars and set those alarms. And I go and I have the details right here. So here's what you need to know. You need to have the uncommon and the ultra-rare Addiction comic number 2 in order to craft either an ultra-rare or secret-rare comic. Now, the crafting is free, and be advised there's only 250 ultra-rare and 150 secret-rare editions. This is a first-come, first-serve, so if you are a couple of minutes late, you likely won't get it. As soon as this came out, about 10 hours or so ago, I was thinking about doing a video just then, but there was no point. As soon as it came out, the uncommons went to like $15. They're back down to a more reasonable price at about $8, which I think is still outperforming the rare. Yeah, the rare is like $3.75. The uncommon went there. And then the ultra rare went up to about $50. It's down to $32 now. I was able to do a nice sell at like $38. But anyway, I think originally the Addiction comic was about $20 for the ultra rare. Now it's $32. So it did receive a nice sustained bump. And this is very similar to the cars when you were able to craft the secret rare piston cup. He did what in his cup? Comment down below if you get the reference. They needed the uncommon and the ultra rare in order to craft the secret rare. That's the same thing that they're doing here. You need the uncommon and the ultra rare, and you're going to craft one of two things. It's either going to be ultra or the secret rare, both of which are going to be very scarce. We have Mr. MC1 going and talking about the Wolverine drop planning, a critical piece of info. Minters of Black Suit Spidey, there were 2458 just because that's how many you needed in order to get them. Wolverine edition size is 3,181, which actually means 3,091 just because Veve does keep 90. Additions for MCP allocation is going to be 1,545. If one does not make the MCP cut, still among the 913 going for the remaining 1,545, unless more people going for Wolverine than Black Suit Spidey. Again, I am 100% positive you're going to see more people going for first appearance Wolverine than Black Suit Spidey. Because again, there were 4,000 active wallets over on the day on April 6th. April 6th just happens to be the day that it happened to go live for Black Suit Spidey. You had 1,800 buyers, 1,400 sellers, 2,400 minters, and there's just going to be, like I said, quite a bit more for Wolverine. And there's a little compare and contrast here from Sergio saying Fortnite versus Veve. I kid you not, and I know some of you will disagree with this, but if I had to choose which of these two designs I would prefer, I'd go with Veve's take on Wolverine. Perhaps it's because I prefer the gritty look of Veve's design over the polished Fortnite rendition. And if you take a look at that, you could really tell Fortnite's is obviously the one closest to us. Veve's the one that we know and love. I agree. I'd prefer Veve's as well. So he continues to say the Veve design just makes Wolverine look more feral and menacing, like he's supposed to be in his natural state. The Fortnite design makes him look like he's going on stage to pose for a photo shoot, so it just doesn't appeal to me. And again, I agree 100%. So, Chavez Crypto Corner. What have I been buying? What's going on? Well, first off, we have to say Happy National Pet Day from the cat community. Make your pet proud and join them. That's just a fun meme that they have. The cat's actually not doing so bad over the last couple of days. They actually seem to be up again on the day. I'll check for you right now to see where we're at. Up another 3.2% to over $2.5 million market cap. Not a ton of volume, just a little bit less than 14,000 on the day. Like I said, within the next month or so, I'll get a little bit more, but it's not going to be a crazy amount. Like, it's not going to be like a 5-figure amount. It'll probably be just in the low thousands. I told y'all I did get a little bit more bumper yesterday. It's about the same price, even though it's up 2.7% on the day at 4 cents. Again, I happen to get it at, I think, like 3.8 or 3.9 cents. 134,000 in trading volume on the day, $7.1 million market cap. It does have a 10 million fully diluted market cap. Typically, I don't like to have things that have like token unlocks, but it's not a ton. And based on the revenue and what they're doing, I really, really think that they could have double the amount go into it, and it'd be completely fine. Like, that would get absorbed, but again, they don't. Most of the token unlocks are there, and there's only a little bit left to go. I got some more Flow as well. Flow is looking really good, again, in my opinion, at $1.20, down about 0.4% on the day. It's been kind of wishy-washy here. I really like Flow. I think it's really safe. It's on all of the exchanges, and when I mean all of them, I feel like Major Glory says, when I say secret identity, I mean secret identity. Comment down below if you get that reference. Digifinix, Gate.io, Binance, OKX, Bitunix, BitGet, BingX, HTX, Bybit, PointPay. There's 7 pages of these of exchanges that they have. So again, they're on everything. Once that digital collectibles narrative runs, it's going to go, and Flow's going to just ride that wave. Obviously, I think Veve Digital Collectibles is going to be the ones that's going to be leading that charge, but Flow's going to be super, because again, they're already on all of the exchanges. They already have like a $1.8 billion market cap, 45 million in trading volume. That will double and triple that trading volume. Same thing with OMI. OMI's going to have, actually, OMI's going to 100x their trading volume, going to 50 million a day. But that's just, I would consider Flow one of my more safer bets. We did have a pretty good day on Definity, going up to about 4.2 cents, up 2.3% on the day, and we did have a little bit more volume than usual, about 14,000. It's usually not too much, but I'll tell you why we happen to go up. It's because they had farming that they introduced. So I'll go and read the post from Definity Market saying, we're happy to announce that the farms of our ecosystem token DEFX will be launching. It's going to be today at 9 p.m. UTC. The farms will go live on both Ethereum and the BNB Smart Chain. Liquidity will be provided directly to the farm contract, so you will provide Ethereum Definity on the Ethereum or USDT and Definity on the BNB Smart Chain. The farms will keep track of your average entry price when adding liquidity. The average entry price will decide your annual return rate. The Definity farms use a dynamic return rate based on your average entry price. The return is calculated within a price range from 5 cents or less to $1 or more. So they're expecting this to go to $1 at some point, which would be about a 25x from here. and ranges from a 75% to a 100% annual return. So if you get in now and you farm it at 4 cents, in the next year, let's say you put in 100,000 Definity, you'll get that 100,000 Definity back and get an additional 75,000 on top of that. If you decide not to get in until it goes to $1, okay, cool, you'll get 100% return back. So if you put in 100,000 Definity at $1, which is quite a lot of money, that would be $100,000, you'll get that back plus another 100,000 if you stake for that year. The Definity farms will have a limited allocation set based on the current Definity price, starting at 4 cents, which is what it is right now. The first allocation will be 300,000 Definity on Ethereum, 200,000 Definity on the BNB Smart Chain. Rewards can be collected on an hourly basis. The farms can be accessed via defxstats.definitymarkets.com. At the same time the farming is going live, staking will be shut down, rewards can still be collected, and any staked Definity can be withdrawn. And the last thing I got, which I haven't really looked too much into, was just Entangle. It was NGL. It's what Dr. Stuff had mentioned the other day. That's his second favorite thing, so I happen to go and get a little bit of it. Obviously, that's outside of OMI being his first favorite thing. Crypto Rain, same thing. His first favorite crypto is OMI, but his second is Bumper. So I do have a little bit of that I got yesterday, and my second favorite thing is Definity, so I just happen to have a bit more than that than the others. Anyway, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. Everyone say, everyone comment haha down below because am I Green Day in 2004? Because haha, you're dead. OJ Simpson has finally passed. Yeah, good times. I love you guys. Bye. Meow, 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 meow.